What if Deku was Dr. Eggman, Mecha Mark II's plan? Ding ding, ding ding. Orbot, what is that thing that's constantly dinging? That is the communication signal. We must be getting communication signal from the boss. As Orbot quickly rushes over to answer it. I've been trying to get in contact with you for hours. Why haven't I not gotten a report? And why is the E-Series activated? Well, Mecha Mark II activated the E-Series a couple hours ago. No duh, I got the report as soon as they were turned online. So tell me, why is the E-Series not at their posts? Mecha Mark II has come up with his own plan to deal with the Hedgehog. I think you may have, made him too persistent on eliminating the Sonic character, whatever he is. I can't deal with this right now. Give me controls to the whatever they're heading. They also took one of your egg destroyers. What? I was almost done completing with my plan for that, but now it's going to have to be delayed. What do you mean, sir? That ship is not coming back. What do you mean? I'm going to teach Mecha Mark II. Why don't you disobey Dr. Eggman? But, sir, he's simply trying to eliminate your enemies. It was an order from you that you didn't really turn off. Still, I gave him order to stay back at headquarters, while I went off to retrieve the Master Emerald. The Master Emerald? This, buffoon! As he shows the Master Emerald. I took a Chaos Emerald to see what research I could find from the Master Emerald from close up. More extensive research is going to be needed. Who knows when those, Sonic and friends will make it back to Angel Island to find out it's missing. Also, I believe when I left, it started to float down to the sea. Maybe that rodent on board as well. I think her name was Rouge, drowns in the water. We can only hope that. Prepare a landing spot for me. I'll be there in a few hours. So what should we do about Mecha Mark II? As Dr. Eggman Deku puts his hands together. Don't you worry, as he has an evil smile. Things will go according to my plan. Just prepare production on another egg destroyer. As you wish, sir. As the message ends. Oh, that was scary. It was, Eggman. It seems like he was really mad. I believe he would be mad if his one entire project or plan is thrown out of whack because of one of our decisions. We're the first intelligent robots he's made, correct? Yes, and it seems that Mecha did not like to follow his orders. I tried warning him. Flashback a few hours ago. Prepare the egg destroyer for launch. Sir, but, we can't. Dr. Eggman specifically said not to leave the base. He also ordered me to eliminate a hedgehog named Sonic. I shall eliminate Sonic. I guess I cannot argue with that, sir. I will prepare the shuttle right away. Should we have told Eggman that he left a few hours ago? I did. Yeah, but you didn't say where he was headed. You just said he was going after Sonic. Well, his signature's still in Japan. So, he's heading back to Japan? Apparently. Well, I guess there's nothing to do there. So, let's get going and just prepare for Eggman's arrival. Probably the best. You may also want to make this place look spotless, Cubot. Why is that? You know what? We got a Master Emerald coming here. We need to prepare a place for it, or else Eggman will have our heads. Literally. Okay. As Cubot goes off. Things I deal with. Anyway, better prepare for Eggman's arrival. As he starts press on the computer console as we go to Epsilon and Zeta. Sorry, Delta. As they're currently roaming the streets causing havoc, firing their weaponry. Destroy the city, lure out the hedgehog. As they start blowing buildings up, firing their weapons. As then, well, Hawks comes out with his blade, ready to charge at the two E-series robots. Incoming enemy. Delta. Lower your head. As Delta simply just lowers as he fires, hitting Hawks in the chest, sending him to a building. Thank you. No problem. Open fire on the hero. As both of them start opening fire on the hero, as he quickly flies out, dodging their weaponry. As then he gets a call. What is it? I'm quite busy at the moment. We've got more company. What do you mean? Get in the sky and take a look to your left. As Hawks flies in the sky and sees a huge robot that says E122 Giganto. That thing's too big. I won't be able to handle it. As then his communication device gets shot out by Delta. As Epsilon uses the jetpack and starts flying towards Hawks. As he starts to send feathers but does no damage to, well, Epsilon's armor. As Epsilon goes for a right hook, as Hawks quickly evades, just get tackled by Delta. As they start falling to the ground, eliminate hero. As they start falling to the ground, let me go. Eliminate hero. As Epsilon prepares to fire an attack at both of them, seemingly about to destroy Delta as well. As then suddenly a very hot beam of fire would go across through Epsilon, melting one of the arms and the jetpack as Epsilon falls to the ground. As Delta seemingly tosses Hawks into a building before catching Epsilon. Reporting. Epsilon is damaged. Requesting for immediate retreat or backup. As we go to Mk2 Mark II in the destroyer. You shall not get any backup. Seemingly buy me more time. As you wish, Megasonic Mark II. As he just sends opening rapid fire at the heroes, same with Epsilon with their weaponry. As we go to the big E22 Giganto. As he just starts firing his weapon, which would obliterate several buildings. This is an abandoned area of town, so you don't have to worry about casualties. As it just starts stomping, moving forward. As it prepares to fire its gun again, as it gets punched upward, causing it to blast it in the air. Gun damaged a little. As it looks and sees All Might. Stop right there, villain. Scanning. Hero All Might. Efficient way to defeat him. Unsure what to do. Eliminate target. As it aims his gun at All Might, as it would fire, as All Might would dodge out of the way, as it would see just destroy several buildings. I need to deal with that gun. As he starts to rush forward, as then he's about to punch, as an electric shield would suddenly cover E22 Giganto, as he would just get sent flying back a little. What? As Mechasonic is just currently in, well, the Egg Destroyer, observing everything. It seems like the prototype shield Eggman invented is working swell. Now, to our main target. As we see a pinging thing on, like a radar, pinging Sonic's location as he's at UA. As we go back to Epsilon and Delta, as Epsilon is basically nothing but an arm and a chest and a head, as Delta has lost an arm and is severely damaged. Delta damaged. As then suddenly a blast would come swarming through where Hawks, Endeavor, and Delta and Epsilon were. As Hawks managed to grab Endeavor and pull him out in time, but Delta, and Epsilon were obliterated in the blast. As they would go to All Might, "What is that thing?" As it would keep firing, trying to hit All Might, but he would be moving really fast, just causing several damage to the surrounding. As he would go in for another punch, but again would get electric field, and shocked back. As Hawks would try to send feathers at it, again doing nothing against its metal. As Endeavor would send blasts, which would for some reason go through the shield. I think the shield is only blocking close-up combat attacks, as All Might would pick up some debris and throw it, as it would go right through the electric shield. As they would just start grabbing stuff and throwing it, to just start to damage it. As this would do a little bit of damage, but not the damage they need to destroy Giganto. Giganto. Yes. Give me a status report on functions. 3 top heroes are currently in battle. They are currently trying to figure a way to defeat me. I have caused much havoc. More heroes will be en route to try to stop me. Good. Initiate plan. Burn UA. But sir, we need Sonic first, as an Eggbot would say. We're sending in Gamma and Beta. Zeta and Zero are already there. We should arrive in the next 20 minutes. Very well, sir. As we go to Zeta and Zero, who had just bust down the gates of UA, as they would walk in, as most of the heroes already left because of the call with Giganto, as Aizawa happened to still be there. Stop, you two. As they would look over. Note, hero Eraserhead must eliminate, as Zeta would fire his cannon, constantly firing, as Aizawa would dodge. As then he would try to dodge one more, then an electrical field would suddenly form around them, as he would get shocked, and then he would just get rammed by Zero, as he would be rammed into the side of the gate of UA. As Zero lifts his arms to swing down, Aizawa takes the chance to dodge. As he would try to wrap his scarf around one of the machines, as it would just pull him, sending him off his feet and swinging into a tree. As he had broken an arm, as he tries to stand up, as Zeta currently has a gun point towards, Eraserhead. As then a sound would cause the trajectory of the gun to turn, causing the gun to miss Aizawa, as, President Mike was there. Why, you forgot to have to start the party without me? That's fairly rude. As Zero would start to rush forward to try to hit President Mike, as he would just send, sending Zero flying out the gate of UA and into a car. As this caused minimal damage to Zero, but he gets back up. As Zeta backs up. Good. Gamma. Delta. Beta. Your report. As they're currently walking in the dorms of UA. As someone's eating a chili dog. Y'all really came this far just for me. As they both point their weapons at Sonic. Come with us quietly, and we promise we will leave UA alone. I doubt that. This takes another bite of his chili dog. So what is your old egghead doing? This takes another bite. None of your concern, as Gamma would start shooting at Sonic. As he would just start spinning around, going through the room, as Beta and Gamma would start trying to shoot, as Sonic would easily just damage Gamma, causing one of his arms to go flying off, as Gamma would back up, as Beta would start shooting rapidly, firing missiles to track Sonic. As this would severely damage the dorm area. I guess I can't damage this anymore, as he then just kicks Beta, sending him out through a wall. As Gamma just seemingly followed behind Beta, just flew out. As we now go to another person who's been watching this entire scenario unfold. Eggman. Mecha Sonic, you fool. The heroes are not strong enough they're strong enough to defeat the Z series. In fact, Epsilon and Delta already offline. I don't know how much Zeta and Zero has, but Zero has taken some damage. And Giganto was experimental. He wasn't finished either. That shield was meant to be the long-range attacks and short-range attacks, but I never finished the long-range attacks on the shield. You really messed up my plans. But this wasn't a total waste. The research I'm getting, especially the current spike in All Might's power, I need to find its source. As he would be looking at the screen where Giganto gets punched by All Might, who just flies through the shield through the pain, as he would go right through Giganto's chest. Well, I better leave them with a present, as he would then just press a button that would trigger something in Giganto. Giganto's self-destruct mode activated, as people would hear this and they would start to run away, as he would then just explode, catching a lot of heroes in the explosion. But the main heroes did survive. As we go back to present Mike and Aizawa, as they're trying to deal with Zero and, well, Zeta, as suddenly they would get like a command, as they would just suddenly start to fall back, causing Present Mike and Eraserhead to be a bit suspicious. As then Beta gets sent flying past Present Mike and Aizawa and hit the gates, severely damaged and can no longer fly, as Gamma is also retreated. Oh, looks like that's the last of them. As Sonic walks out. Oh, Sonic. Yeah, they apparently came here for me. Really? Yes, those two were obviously a distraction. I don't know why they retreated, though. As then, suddenly, something would be heard above, as the Egg Destroyer would come out of its cloaking mode. Well, well, Sonic. Prepare to perish. As suddenly, all the cannons on the Egg Destroyer aim towards UA. As he smiles, or, well, Mk2 Mk2 does like a robot smile. As he's about to fire, then suddenly a plane comes flying by, destroying both the cannons. What is that? So, apparently we have a enemy fighter, a plane, sir, currently just destroyed our guns. Repair and fire again. Sir, it will take time to repair. I said fire again. Use your brains. Fire the weaponry we have on board. It doesn't have to be the cannons. Yes, sir. As they prepare to fire again, as suddenly something would hit their side. So we've taken significant damage to the side. What now? As Megasonic seems to want to know what's happening. Sir, the ship is taking course to another area. What? As then we go back to Eggman. This is what you get for disobeying orders. As he simply sets the ship to a significant target that's not UA. As it starts to fly in that direction. As Sonic decides to follow, as Tails comes down in the tornado and lands, as Sonic gets on. As they follow the, now heading to crash Egg Destroyer. Give me control of the Egg Destroyer. Sir, all controls seem to be offline. I think that plane hit one of our power cells. What? No. As then, suddenly an image of Eggman would appear in front of Mk2 Mk2. I gave you specific orders not to leave or go after Sonic while I was gone. You disobeyed my plans, my orders. What's our absolute? For this, I've ruined yours. Not necessarily ruined. In fact, I was going to let you continue if I saw more. Well, progress. We had Sonic. No, you did not. I could tell you that you had an enemy coming in from a mile away. My radars would have picked it up, and the Egg Destroyer would have picked it up too. You did not take action to destroy the plane incoming. You probably thought it was a news helicopter. It doesn't matter. Unless you could have confirmed it was a news helicopter, I would have shut it down. I hope you enjoy your little trip to a Nomu factory. Bye-bye. As he just cuts off. as Megasonic just looks as they see they're crashing into a huge building, as then a huge explosion would occur, as Sonic and Tails would be on the tornado, as they saw the Egg Destroyer crash and explode. Well, I guess we don't have to deal with whatever those were, as then suddenly several Egg bots and Megasonic would appear from the rubble, as Sonic would hop down. Surrender. We don't have to fight, as Megasonic's a big damage from the crash. I am Mecha Sonic, the real Sonic. Sorry, the only real Sonic here is me. As then he would just rush at Megasonic, as Megasonic would duck and just punch him in the face, aim in the air. As he was about to go punch Sonic again, as then, well, you get hit in the arm by, like, seemingly a weapon. As he would look down as it was a wrench, and looks over and sees Tails. As he prepares to run over and just hit Tails, as Sonic just comes out and hit him, sending him into some rubble. As he would get up, and he would prepare for another attack. As then suddenly, he would get punched by a really hard punch, causing Mechasonic Mark II's head to go flying off. As it appeared, All Might had arrived. Oh, Sonic, I'm glad I could arrive in time. As Mechasonic Mark II just powers down. Real shame. As Eggman is just about to land at his egg base. He could have been used for several more plans. Beta was also destroyed with Epsilon, Delta, and Giganto. At least we salvaged Gamma, Zeta, and Zero. They can be used in other projects. But do I want to rebuild Mechasonic Mark II? Maybe another time. Let's focus on the next model. Sir? Yes. I currently have someone on the line for you. Who is it? The LOV? Right. I forgot I scheduled that meeting, didn't I? Yes, sir. I'm landing. As he lands with the Master Emerald, as several robots start to grab the Master Emerald to take it inside. As he gives the Emerald to, or Chaos Emerald to Orbot, put that with the others. But sir, those are only 2. I took one from our area where they are. I guess Cubot didn't tell you when you brought back that other Chaos Emerald, did he? Sorry, sir, I kinda forgot. Get that with the other Chaos Emeralds, and set the Master Emerald in a place where I can do research on it. Yes, sir. As then he would go to his chair in his office, as suddenly a video footage would appear in, like, the LV's base. As we go to Shigaraki, Kurogiri, who are currently just sitting there. Where is this guy? As suddenly the TV would turn on with Eggman. Oh, sorry that I couldn't make it, fellas. Something came up, and I won't be able to be there in person. One of your machines just crashed into one of our facilities. Oh, was that yours? My apologies. I had a little bit of a rogue, robot take things over. I can, give you, how about in suggestion of good faith? I give you more robotic supplies. And I know you're listening, All for One. As All for One's voice would appear on another Pacific screen. So you knew I was here. Well, in a way, yes. I am a genius after all, and you've taken an interest in my work, which I'm grateful for. But you seem to only want my parts. May I know why? That is not really any of your concern. Very well, very well. You are a very good business partner. I will say that. You've bought several equipment from me, and I'm gladly to do more business. And while we're here, I'd like to ask for an alliance. An alliance, you say? Yes. Well, let me think on it. As he just pauses, like, they can't, as the footage just cuts. Now, great, I gotta put on that act every time I see someone that I'm going to ally with. I can't trust them in the slightest. But this could be useful. I could gather valuable intel about things. Research. Think. How can I defeat, well, All for One and All Might and that rodent of a hedgehog. What would be a good plan? As he looks over at the screen where he looks at his, well, destroyers. No, it seems it's coming sooner than expected. Never mind about that. As then he re-answers, sorry for the delay. I had to make my decision and talk to my robots. I will gladly join up with you. I will send you some aided robots immediately. In a few days. Why can't you send them immediately? I have to make significant repairs thanks to a rogue robot. So hopefully you don't mind. Very well, but I expect your forces to help us with this certain event. What might that be? The training camp. Ooh, I can have some more field tests in the forest. I'll gladly accept that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have other important things to attend to. I am a genius scientist, after all. Very well. As Eggman would just close out, as we go to the LOV. Sir, why are we allying with him? It's simple, Shigaraki. That man has an arsenal of machinery, a brilliant scientist. Imagine what we can use with his forces. And if he can learn how he makes them and teach it to our doctor, he'll no longer be needed. As we go back to Dr. Eggman, who was listening in on the entire time. You really need to know when to keep your mouth shut, all for one. Because, unfortunately for you, machinery is my specialty. As then he completely ends the call now, as he had left the audio so he could listen in. As he gets up and starts to walk, sir, the robots have returned. Good. Repair Zero and Gamma immediately. What about Zeta? Zeta will be used for something else. Have Zeta meet me in Corridor C later. Very well, sir. As they walk out, now as Eggman walks over to a corner of the base, where he hasn't been, as he just opens like a hidden area, where we see a Metal Sonic. There you are. Now, as he looks at the fully version of the shield. Ah, yes. I almost finished you. Better wrap you up and install you to Metal Sonic. That's what I'll call this one. I hope you have enjoyed your little win, Sonic the Hedgehog. Because soon, everything will be going according to my plan. Although, I'm no longer certain that the amount of machines I need are up to code. I'm going to need more powerful robots. Better ask for the reconstruction of the ones that were destroyed. And then there's this one. I think his name's Metallic. We'll work on him as well. Hold up. As he then calls as Orbot is walking down a hallway to do what Dr. Eggman asks. Orbot! Sorry, sir. Yes? I need you to bring me the materials for several machinery, as well as prepare a little gift for our new allies. I also want a forest-type robot that can be well used in a forest area. I don't care what model, make it. And what about Omega? Well, Omega has been worked on by your machines as you've ordered. Yes. He's almost complete. Well, good. We'll send him on that mission to the training camp. As you wish, sir. What about Gamma? Gamma is still being repaired. Although he had minor injuries, assuming a lost metal arm, a few scrap plates come loose, and almost a destroyed leg, we did manage to repair him. Good. Zero only had dents, sir. Nothing major. Repair those dents and reinforce the armor. Make them stronger. Do I make myself clear? Yes, sir. As the footage ends. Phew. I was really scared he was going to, have my head. Oh, don't worry about it, Orbot. He's just giving more orders. Yes, yeah. As they start to walk to do their job. As we go back to Eggman, who's currently about to put the power cell in Metal Sonic. As then he stops. Wait a minute. as he quickly grabs a blaster, as then he would fire behind himself. I thought there was someone there. As then he goes over to a computer and seemingly types, just seemingly like pulling up like some data. As then some person invisible is coming up with a knife behind Dr. Eggman. As then Mel Sonic would get up and hold the man's throat to the wall. You thought you could trick me? I'm a scientist, so brilliant I can notify camouflage from a mile away, especially when you're using my tech, dear. As it's revealed to be a girl. Hold up. Typing in. You're that, villain vigilante that's taken sides with Stain or inspired by him. What was his name? Spinner, was it? So what? You must be his sister. Interesting, I didn't know he had any relatives. As he starts to walk back and forth, what to do with you? I can't let this crime go unpunished. You were obviously sent here by the LOV to steal my data, gather what you can, and then eliminate me. And I've given you all you wanted just by recording my voice. You still need my data to retrieve, to even make those, though. I'm still wondering. Wait a minute. As he smirks. Bring her. We have something important to try. As he walks out. Orbot, Qbot, report back to me immediately. As they're wrapping up what they were doing. Right. Metal Sonic, who's holding the person. Put her in that machine over there on the top floor, up there, in the circle. As it nods, as it carries her up there, as it places her there, as a tube comes down, as Eggman walks up the stairs. Welcome to my roboticizer. I haven't tested it yet, so I'm going to test it on you. So I hope you enjoy working for me now. This will never work. Oh, really? We'll have to wait and see. As he pulls a lever, as then electricity would come down, shocking her, as she would turn into a machine. As he smiles, it works! I'm a genius! As Metal Sonic and, well, the now turned Spitter's sister starts clapping. Thank you for the applause. But it works on organic life forms. But then again, it works on quarked people. As Orbot would come in, what do you mean by quark people, sir? The roboticizer was made specifically for people with the quark gene. So if they're an ordinary animal, or a creature, of any kind, it won't work. Quarkless, too. Can't you modify that? You idiot, I don't want the quarkless to be roboticized. That's the thing. Fair point, sir. Now prepare my ships. The real plan of destruction that comes after the the training camp. After that, my plan will be fully in action, and I'll have a roboticizer on my main flagship. Yes, sir. Now get to it! As Orbot and Qbot would leave, as he would sit down with a maniacal smile. Times are changing. Weapons are getting stronger. And this roboticizer will change the tide of the war that will soon to approach. As he smiles. Sir? I thought I said get to it. But sir, we have another Chaos Emerald ping. Really? 2 of them, actually. One of them is with the heroes, and the other is in the Shiki Asaiki, the Yakuza's base, sir. How am I gonna get both of those? Retrieve the one from the Yakuza. And bring back anyone that could be useful roboticized. Yes, sir. Immediately. I'll prepare the forces immediately. Good, now get to it. as they would leave the room. Spinner's sister, I should call you something else than that. What should I call you? You know what? We'll just call you we'll call you Sarah. Why not? Sarah the robot. Get moving to your post as Sarah the robot, which is Spinner's sister, leaves. Now what to do about the report that she's going to send back? I'll give them some old, outdated data. That's what I'll do. As he's gonna send old data that is basically useless to All for One, and he's just gonna be impersonating Spinner's sister to keep sending data. And that's the end of What If Deku Mechasonic's plan. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Remember to like and subscribe for more.